Hello, Dolphins fans. Man, I don't know what this Miami Dolphins front office is thinking. Our general manager Chris Grier, who was supposed to be fired and for some reason wasn't, did something that left many fans perplexed. I'll tell you everything that's going on in a moment. But first, make sure you've already hit the like button if you agree with me that Chris Grier should be fired. If possible, write it like this: "Goodbye, Chris Grier. Go somewhere else." That would be really nice, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Now, pay attention to this. The Miami Dolphins are at the center of an intense debate after their decision to give Tua Tagovailoa a 4-year, $22.4 million contract extension with $167 million guaranteed before the 2024 NFL season. This decision, led by General Manager Chris Grier, raised eyebrows as it sparked conversations about Tua's performance, durability, and the team's overall trajectory. Let's take a look. Tua Tagovailoa, an undoubtedly talented quarterback with elite-level field processing and decision-making, has been a polarizing figure due to his inability to stay on the field consistently. Over the past 4 seasons, injuries, including concussions and a hip issue, have plagued him. These setbacks mean he has only completed a full 17-game season once, raising significant concerns about his long-term viability as the Dolphins franchise quarterback. In 2023 alone, Tua has missed 4 games due to a concussion and 2 more due to a hip injury, appearing in just 11 games, a scenario that is unfortunately all too familiar to Miami fans. Critics of the extension argue that the modern NFL demands more than what Tua currently brings to the table. As the league shifts towards prioritizing mobility in quarterbacks, players like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and rookies such as Jaden Daniels exemplify this trend. These athletes can extend plays with their legs, creating opportunities on critical 3rd and 4th down situations. The numbers tell the story. Tua only managed 5 rushing first downs in the entire 2023 season, ranking 39th among NFL quarterbacks. This places him behind some backup quarterbacks and significantly limits the Dolphins' offensive versatility. The issue isn't just Tua's limited mobility, it's compounded by Miami's subpar offensive line. The Dolphins rank poorly in run-blocking metrics, which leaves the team in a precarious situation. Without a quarterback who can use his legs to escape pressure or a dominant offensive line to control the trenches, Miami's offense risks becoming one-dimensional. In contrast, top-performing teams in the league either have mobile quarterbacks or elite offensive lines, or both. This deficiency has kept Miami from reaching the level of consistent playoff contenders like the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, or Philadelphia Eagles. Miami's decision-makers might have believed that locking in Tua before the 2024 season was a financial safeguard against a potential price hike. If Tua had played a full season and excelled, his market value could have surged, forcing Miami to commit to an even larger deal. But hindsight suggests that the gamble might not have paid off. With Tua under contract until at least 2026, Miami's options are limited. Trading him is unrealistic given the financial implications, and the free agent quarterback market isn't promising. Drafting a successor may become a priority, potentially as early as 2026, mirroring what the Green Bay Packers did with Jordan Love while Aaron Rodgers was still under center. As fans, it's natural to hope for the best-case scenario. Tua stays healthy, plays a full season, and leads the Dolphins to postseason success, breaking the franchise's 24-year playoff win drought. But even the most optimistic supporters can't ignore the growing divide between Miami's offensive capabilities and the demands of the modern NFL. Now, it's your turn, Dolphins fans. Do you think the decision to extend Tua was a mistake? Can he prove the critics wrong and solidify his place as the long-term answer at quarterback? Or should Miami already be planning for life beyond Tua? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Looking beyond the immediate controversy of Tua's contract, the larger question is what this decision says about the Miami Dolphins' vision for the future. Are they building a roster that aligns with the direction of the NFL, or are they stuck in an outdated approach that could keep them from reaching their potential? It's clear that the Dolphins are banking on Tua's strengths while hoping to mitigate his weaknesses. As a pure passer, Tua has shown flashes of brilliance. His ability to process defenses post-snap, make quick decisions, and deliver accurate throws is undeniably elite. But in today's game, quarterbacks who thrive solely as pocket passers face increasing challenges. The NFL has evolved into a league where versatility and improvisation are often the keys to success, especially in high-pressure situations like playoff games. The comparison to the 4 quarterbacks who led their teams to the AFC and NFC championship games this past season underscores this shift. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Jaden Daniels all bring a dynamic element to their game. Whether it's Hurts dominating on quarterback sneaks, Allen bulldozing through defenders in the red zone, or Mahomes creating magic outside the pocket, these quarterbacks force defenses to account for their dual-threat capabilities on every play. In contrast, Tua's style of play, while precise and methodical, doesn't inspire the same fear in opposing defenses. Without the threat of mobility, Miami's offense is easier to scheme against. Defensive coordinators can focus on containing wide receivers Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, knowing that Tua isn't likely to hurt them with his legs. This predictability has been a limiting factor for the Dolphins, particularly in close games and critical moments. But mobility isn't the only area where Miami has fallen short. The lack of a reliable running game further exposes the team's limitations. The Dolphins rank near the bottom of the league in rushing effectiveness in 2023, placing even more pressure on Tua and the passing game to carry the load. Successful teams like the Eagles and Lions have shown the value of a balanced offense, where a strong running game complements the quarterback's skill set. Without this balance, Miami's offense risks becoming overly reliant on Tua's arm, a risky proposition given his injury history. The offensive line is another glaring weakness that must be addressed. The Dolphins' inability to protect Tua consistently or open up running lanes has been a persistent issue. For a quarterback with Tua's injury concerns, an elite offensive line isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Teams like the San Francisco 49ers and Detroit Lions have demonstrated how a dominant offensive line can elevate an offense even without a mobile quarterback. Until Miami makes significant investments in this area, their offense will continue to operate at a disadvantage. Looking ahead, the 2025 and 2026 seasons will be pivotal for both Tua and the Dolphins organization. While Tua's contract all but guarantees his place as the starting quarterback through 2026, the team's patience won't last forever. If he can't stay healthy or fails to elevate the Dolphins to a new level of success, Miami may have no choice but to explore other options. The 2026 NFL Draft could be a turning point. By then, the Dolphins will have a clearer picture of Tua's long-term viability and may begin planning for the next era of Miami football. Quarterback prospects like Nico Iamaleava, Arch Manning, or other rising stars could become targets if the Dolphins decide to move on from Tua. However, drafting and developing a quarterback is never a sure thing, and Miami will need to be strategic in how they approach this potential transition. In the meantime, the Dolphins face an urgent need to make the most of their current window of opportunity. With stars like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in their prime and a defense capable of making plays, the pieces are there for Miami to contend. The challenge will be overcoming the obstacles that have held them back: Tua's health, the lack of a running game, and a struggling offensive line. As the 2025 season approaches, all eyes will be on Tua Tagovailoa. Can he prove his doubters wrong and show that he's the franchise quarterback Miami has been searching for? Or will the Dolphins find themselves stuck in mediocrity, unable to break through in an increasingly competitive AFC? Dolphins fans, this is where you come in. How do you feel about the team's direction? Are you confident in Tua's ability to lead Miami to success? Or do you think the team needs to start preparing for the future? Share your thoughts below and let us know what you would do if you were in Chris Grier's shoes. Dolphins fans, this is the reality we face. The decisions made in the next few years will define this team's future, and every move, whether it's drafting a new quarterback, signing free agents, or developing existing talent, carries immense weight. So, let's hear from you. Do you believe in the plan the front office has put in place? Is Tua the quarterback who can take the Dolphins to the promised land, or is it time to start preparing for a new era? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. After all, this is about more than just one player. It's about the identity and future of the Miami Dolphins.